my Discord just to see if it's there. So yes, you were saying about Outriders. I'm aware that we need to be playing Outriders too. When does that game come out anyway?
April 1st.
Okay, so it's coming up soon.
So I do like Sean Bean, yeah.
Cool. I like Sean Bean as well. He does very cool stuff. He does the voice of the game Civilization 6, and people are like, oh yeah, I like Sean Bean for the narrator, and I think that that's awesome. But
Is that a newer game or?
Sid Meier's Civilization is a running series, so it's 6. There's been tons of them in the past.
Yeah, I
personally
know
like
about Civilization, like Civilization 4, I think is the last one I remember hearing about.
the one. I think that's the one that's voiced by Leonard Nimoy. Like,
Leonard Nimoy.
yeah, I think that's the one that he does. I can't remember who's the one that does Civilization 5, but 5 is the first game that I ever got from a Civilization, and I just love that game. I love the music, I love the setting, I love the sound effects, I love the graphics and stuff. It is a great game to just lose hours and hours and hours of my life like I did back in college, because that is the game where, as the phrase goes, just one more turn. Just one more turn.
Just one more turn.
And
I can't remember how to send you an invite.
Oh, I can just join you.
Cool.
Join player, and I need to switch it to my controller. But I was wanting to tell you something, and I guess it was about Outriders. So I have Outriders on my Xbox, and I started it up a week ago because I was wanting to get it up and running for whenever we wanted to do that, and it said that I have to have an account with Square Enix. Did it ask you for that?
I already had one, so I had to log into mine.
But it said that I couldn't play the game without having an account, and I'm like, I don't. I guess I was just tired that night, but I didn't make an account, so I'm sorry.
No, I'm not. It's as much as I'm enjoying the game, it's Travis that wanted me to mention it because we have a plan.
Plan, huh?
Yeah, of how we'll run it together, and then we haven't. You've talked to Majub. We've ran Division 2 with Majub.
Yeah, I know Majub.
So
Isn't he the guy that in the last time that we all played together, you kept calling him somebody
name?
else?
Yeah, yeah, working on that.
I love that clip. I recorded that.
So
That's funny.
he and I and Maverick or TP have ran all of the demo. It's pretty quick, the demo.
Okay.
Together in these classes, and then TP and I have ran with 2 other classes, and then he's gonna solo one class, and then with you, if you end up getting it, we're gonna run whichever class you want to run. We'll figure out the other 2 classes to run. We'll probably run the classes we haven't run.
So there's 3 classes in total?
4 classes in total.
Oh, okay.
And then it kind of sounds like the raid will need all 4 classes.
Is there a raid in the demo?
Yep.
Oh, have y'all done the raid?
No, it's not really a raid. They call it expeditions, and they're all end game missions. Like the story finishes, and then you go on to these 15 kind of missions. Well, 14 encounters, and then once you get to the top world tour, you unlock the last one to go through. and as from what TP's told me, those are done with 4 players, not like the whole team instead of just 3. I don't know why they would switch it there, but
Well, that's what I wanted to tell you about. Oh, great journey. I'll be quiet for the cutscene. Even though I'm pretty sure that we already saw this, and then we jumped, and then we
yeah, we normally watch the cutscene.
I don't know. You killed me. I never kill you. You just kept getting in the wraith and shooting me.
I did no such thing. Why would I? You kept running around a spot I couldn't hit you.
Oh, that's such a crime. And being shot and killed is totally not a big problem.
No, it's not. Respawn.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I had
you killed me.
I'm pretty sure. Well, I know I logged in because I would have had an account already.
Right. I just wanted to say that either I was lazy or I was tired. I didn't want to make an account just because it's like, oh, I bought a game. You have to have an account with us to play our game that you already bought. And I'm like, I didn't buy this, and also it's free. Here's a cutscene.
What is that place? Where the counselors were meant to watch the consecration of the icon. The start of the great journey.
There is still time to stop the key from turning.
I must get inside. Then mount up, Arbiter. I know a way to break those doors.
Yeah, I was just like, I didn't even buy this game, and I have to make an account, and I don't wanna do what you're telling me to do.
No, and I can understand that. I got booted.
Well, that didn't last. Well, at least it was the very beginning and not the end. So let's try this again. Roster.
Yeah, I can understand that, not wanting to make an account. I have almost always liked Division. You had to, and that's kind of the first game before Division, the last game, well, Halo would have been the last game I played, Halo 4.
Have you played ODST?
I have played ODST.
Okay.
Reach and Combat Evolved were the only ones I hadn't played.
Oh.
And I haven't played 5, and I've only got to the flight mission in 4.
So you haven't completed 4?
No.
Ah. I did not know that.
And I haven't, like, 2, ODST, 3. 3, I might remember some of the story. But, like, I didn't remember any of the 2 story.
Gotcha. Okay, we can skip this. Yeah.
Well, let me walk forward this time, so that's nice.
Oh yeah, there's that thing. So, do you want to be in that, or do you want to be in the Wraith? That's fine. No, don't move. God, there's so many seats on this thing.
Formidable Arbiter!
Just right.
Hold it! Move up on them!
Seems like that is
Oh, it's still alive.
Oh, what the heck?
Prepare yourself! Watch out!
Thing doesn't overheat, does it?
Nope. Oh, strong sounds like.
Yeah, it's really weak actually.
Get ready.
It's that other, if our tank would shoot at it, that would be just
Hostile
fantastic. Oh shit, it's a glitch.
Which tank is ours?
Got her.
Oh, there's a there's a group that was trying to hop on top of this. From melee.
Oh shit. I guess I played Evolve. I was just driving my way there. Do you need an account to play that? Like, Square Enix? I'm trying to think of what I would play by Square Enix.
It was saying that I needed an account to play the Outriders demo. I was just like, that's complete bullshit.
I would have played like the Tomb Raiders, but I don't think I probably didn't need an account.
Oh, that reminds me, I want to send you stuff after we finish playing, but before you have to get off. So remind me that I'll have stuff for you before you go.
I'm doing nothing.
We're all shooting that thing.
My reticle wasn't even that.
Another enemy.
Okay.
Yeah, we had trouble dealing with one of those, and that tree was taking it out. I wish there was a boost on the left and right.
Check yourself.
Yeah, I'm going in there.
Trying to run them over.
I think I got it.
I'll remain here. Make sure no reinforcements get in behind you. Then, I'm going to take the cruiser back.
Oh, I did. You should have seen that.
I forgot this kind of buttery movement to this game. Melee. Punch.
Ooh, I would like some different weapons.
Oh no. I think this was supposed to start something. Hang on. Can we restart to the last checkpoint?
Do whatever you want.
Okay. So hopefully they're alive.
Oh, I did definitely blast into here.
Damn, that elite over there, I think was supposed to be alive. Yeah. Because we've got a surprise over here.
Are you telling me we have a hunter?
Hunter friends. No, 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 no. What the hell? Didn't you throw a grenade?
I did.
Where'd the grenade go?
I don't know.
Wow, this game. We phased your grenade out of existence.
Okay. It's Stop, Merritt! I need another weapon. This game is so easy to grief your friends on. It's great. Alright,
I know they didn't actually plan it to be that way.
Are these friendly? These things are friendly?
Yeah, they're counterparts. Don't shoot them. They will, whoa.
Oh,
They will kill that thing.
so is this the prize we were supposed to have?
Yeah.
Or
What should have happened was that we would have, instead of being dead, I'm alive, and I'm telling you that these hunters are on our side. But since that elite was dead, which I'm surprised we were able to even hurt him in that area. He's like, oh no.
yeah, take that.
Look how they run. Another here.
Whoa, I got blown up. It's okay. I took out 2 monkeys with melees. Relays? How do you
Taking out the monkeys.
Oh shit.
King Kong movie coming out sometime. More monkey business. Yeah, that hunter is just dishing out the pain. Alright, better weapon.
The King Kong movie comes out like next Tuesday.
Keep on.
It's soon. It does come out soon.
I'm pretty sure it comes out Tuesday.
I don't know.
Did you watch the Snyder Cut?
No, I have not watched. I have not ever seen any of the Justice League stuff, except for the cartoon back in the early 2000s with Batman Beyond, because that shit was legit awesome.
Oh, I like Batman Beyond. That's a lot.
Nice. That was quick work, but careful of the bugs that are coming out ahead of us.
I wish I had a shotgun now.
Oh jeez. Whoa, that thing annihilated me. So we need to be careful because that ship is gonna...
Are you alive or not alive?
Oh, I'm alive now. Awesome.
Yeah, that ship is something else. The bugs are dead, by the way.
Yeah, I'm hoping that hunters are getting blocked by and now the ship goes away. Good. Oh.
Didn't I just phase you?
Yeah, you did. You saved me. Oh, here's a very special part. Did you get a sword over here somewhere?
I did not.
That's cool. Oh, here's a sword. This is what I remember. Alright, so if you pick up the sword
Sure.
up here, there's also a carbine right here that's a pretty good weapon. So, don't forget your sword.
I thought I did. I missed it. I didn't want to reload that. Alright.
So what we want to do in this next part is we want to free the prisoners and careful not to do any explosives and stuff.
As he throws explosives. I should need to remember I can't aim Oh shit. Where are the prisoners?
We can wait on the prisoners for now.
Can I accidentally kill them?
Not while they're in their cages, but that's what I'm trying to do.
Oh shit.
Oh, grenade, watch out. Okay, so there's the hunters.
How are you alive?
Alright, so those hunters are on our side now. So are these elites. It's pretty dang cool.
Only shoot when the reticle's red. Got it.
We hold the field of battle.
But we didn't free any prisoners.
Those were the prisoners. The brutes were keeping.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mark. Kill the others.
Alright, I'll be quiet for cutscene time.
Is it cutscene time?
It is
It is
cutscene time.
Fuck off.
Oh.
I unlocked 5 new items.
Only question is,
Did we get credit?
yeah. I hope 343 looks into this problem, because we can't be the only ones that are having this issue.
Well, there's no way we are.
Alright, so that was the second to last level, so let me know if you see that it's giving you credit or not. I think it should, like, give you a little achievement though, right?
It gave me 5 something. No, let's put us back in a great journey. We can bum rush it now.
Yeah, we totally can.
Man, that's an old phrase.
It's not my fault.
Say it wasn't you? What? I think they have the same weapons.
Alright, so yeah, you get in.
You flew so
Nearly
Go
killed me.
over there.
No.
Hurt. Advance. We shall not fall. You are not safe. The boat is down. Don't let up, my
Danger close, danger close. Okay, we're going after the race. the guys in there.
Okay, so don't shoot all the way inside those games this time.
Yeah.
There, officer. That sheriff's main gun will break the control of the door.
Oh, the ship right over there.
At the far end of the beach, there's a passage into the clean. It should take you up to the scarab.
Oh.
The brutes control that cruiser, officer. I'll remain here. Make sure no reinforcements get in behind you.
Sorry?
Then, I'm going to take the cruiser back.
The guy's talking over comms, but he's like right behind.
I don't hear a guy talking. Oh.
It is. Are you kidding me? Killed him again.
How did I kill him?
Or maybe not. No, he's right here. He's right here. No. God damn it.
Well, I wanted a weapon.
God, fuck. I'm trying to
Wait.
get a gun. Okay, I've got a gun.
Okay, wait, hold on. Fuck it. Keep going.
Alright, come on. Get yourself a weapon.
I had a weapon. I just want another weapon.
Alright.
Okay, we're good. Let's bum rush this.
Alright.
That's the only thing I know
Trying
what
to
to
get
do.
the helmets off of Wait a minute. There you go. What's the matter with that guy?
Where's the sword thing? Oh, it's this part. This is where I died last time. I didn't have a chance. Don't go too far, I am dead.
You
Oh,
are
I am
alive.
back.
And here's some guns. You are most welcome, my friend.
Can you crouch in this game?
Yeah, you can crouch and go up.
Can you remind me how? By holding, that's why. I died again. I'm back again.
Make up your mind.
No, I like dying.
You didn't like that American meme. No, I don't think I will. I died. Monkey mad.
Monkey mad, me run. Oh shit,
Monkey
monkey real
run.
mad.
Me fear monkey. Where are the hunters? Well, monkey won.
Where are hunters? That's a good point.
Alright, so instead of doing that, I'm gonna take this stuff so I can explode them if I feel like I need to. Alright, so. Oh. Stop. Oh, come on. Alright, there's one. Always aim for the head, but they have to have the little metal helmet thing off before you can get a single headshot. that's what makes him rage.
No, you die, motherfucker. I really glitched out over here.
Snipe me. I think they're still okay, they died. Checkpoint done. Sweet. Let's keep going. Pick up some goods.
This is
Yeah,
the
I don't know
prisoner.
where those hunters are supposed to be. Let's just run across. All those bugs aren't going to follow us into that next area.
I'll get in the way.
Later. Alright, so same deal. There's going to be a sword. I'm going to open up the left side if you want a sword.
I'm dropping a. You have to open sides and shit? I don't know that. Oh, that's you. Oh my god. Did you see the guy breakdancing in the back?
I do.
Oh, I'm so glad I'm streaming this, and I'm so glad we have to rerun it.
He's like moving across the ground too. He's going somewhere. Just kidding. Way too close for comfort. I didn't notice this, but they've got little, bandolier things like actual Chewbacca does. The actual Chewii. Where's he going?
He's moved quite a bit, actually.
It's the opposite of moonwalking.
Impressive. I'm gonna laugh at this for ages. Should
You
we
got over
continue?
that little angle and you still go. I want to smack him. Are you going to be mad if I try to smack him?
No, you should smack him. I want to grenade him when you're done.
Alright, go ahead. Oh, freedom.
I ended it.
So there he lies.
He's still moving.
Is that him or is this one? Not to be, that guy and say that all brutes look alike.
No, I think he pile drived up there.
What a guy. What an absolute legend. This guy was moving in here too. Okay.
That's awesome.
Okay, so this is where we were, and I'm gonna melee this guy up here on the left.
My
So
kill the others.
Pacha, and then now
Oh, what a shitty shot reload.
Alright,
I don't know.
cutscene. Don't screw us this time.
Hey, it's the spider thingy.
Listen, you don't like me and I sure as hell don't like you.
But if we don't do something, Mr. Mohawk's gonna activate this ring. And we're all gonna die.
Tartarus has locked himself inside the control room.
Well, I just happen to have a... Come on, Grab a Banshee and give me some cover.
He's gonna know we're coming.
Oh my god. Did we do it?
We did it.
Shooting that
Take my
thing? Did we
Banshee
do it?
off.
I was just messing with it. We can take the nice one.
If they had pilots, what was the point of giving them to us?
Because we're the other. We're awesome.
Can't remember how to play this one. I just never actually did it.
So
How do you go up? Oh my god! Why do I have to? Oh my god! Oh my goodness! Wow,
what happened?
What? Yeah, because you're always moving forward, so you can't hover and shoot. I am back.
I'll see if I can find a picture. Or if yours on the ground still probably works.
I know, it got hit twice.
Oh, there is a bench down. Not down. Should be on the wall.
Fucking liar.
I'm serious side. Yeah, I guess there is like a deck thing down there, but there isn't supposed to be any fall because you can do a super boss and go into multiplayer. The game's just trying to make a line. I'm sorry.
I respawned right away.
Banshee over here and it's still like alive. It's going.
Yeah, but it's missing.
Right. It's just that's why I'm
How was like Captain Keys there? How was Captain Keys in Alien Fighter? What's that?
Captain Keys is dead.
Sergeant
Johnson? Yeah.
Johnson.
Is he dead?
How is he patrolling, piloting, captaining the big
Attacking those troops, he was being like captured by them, and since we killed him, he hopped onto the escalator. I don't want to kill you. We both have a common goal. Let's deal with this guy. He was talking about Taurus, cruising machine.
my guy.
Do that.
Let's do what? No, that guy. I'm just attempting to get some height.
Yeah, if you hit either down, I think it says, yeah. Or A and down on the left thumbstick, A and down.
A and down?
Yeah, so if you're holding down on the left thumbstick, there we go.
Oh, you just
Yeah,
like
you just keep
to
doing
our
it.
leftwards.
Yeah, then you can go like,
I'd be so sick.
so what game were we talking about before? The Square Enix game.
We were talking about Outriders.
Right, but you were talking about a game for Outriders that was a Square Enix game.
Tomb Raider.
What?
Tomb Raider is what I was talking
Oh
about.
yeah, it was Tomb Raider. So, as you are aware of the low poly stuff that I've been trying to work on, I'm on the market to find old retro consoles, and PS1 Tomb Raider is definitely on my list.
Is that the first Tomb Raider? PS1? Okay, fair. Okay, we gave him cover to the beach. Is he gonna go through this water?
Stay clear of the door.
Yeah, he's gonna.
Hey, bastard! Knock, knock.
I feel like we need to go there. Come on, I'm coming in hot.
And supposedly there is a trick that you can do in order to get the Banshee all the way in here, but I forget how to do it.
If it ain't the tank, I don't care.
Oh no, it's very handy, like the last guy. Alright, so on the left and right we're gonna have, yeah, a huge bunch of guys. So grenade, grenade, grenade. Monkey, monkey, stop.
Oh, you kamikazed me. I'm dead. I stuck a guy. It was pretty good. But then he ran at me, and I was up against the wall. And I blew up. I didn't know there was destructible environments. And yeah.
Oh, I'm almost at it. I need to borrow this.
Oh, look. Monkey.
Okay. We're all safe.
Are we?
I like it in every single one of our Halo sessions. We have to play multiple levels multiple times.
I fell somewhere and I don't know how. Yeah. But what I was going for was this weapon, so I could have its ammo.
Halo Reach, ODST, and Halo 3, and hopefully Halo 4 will be much easier because they actually have like rally points in the middle of missions. So we don't have to start a level all over again.
Oh, that'll be much. Hey, cutscene. Didn't know that was coming.
It is easy. Take the icon in your hands. It is easy. Follow and do as you are told.
Please use caution. This reclaimer is delicate.
One more word, Oracle, and I'll rip your eye from its socket. Nothing compared to what I'll do to you. Tartarus, stop. Impossible. Put down the icon. Put it down. And disobey the Hierarchs? There are things about Halo even the Hierarchs do not understand. Take care, Arbiter. What you say is heresy. Is it? Oracle, what is Halo's purpose?
Collectively, the seven.
Not another word.
Please. Don't shake the light bulb. If you want to keep your brain inside your head, I tell those boys to chill. Go ahead. Do your thing.
The sacred rings, what are they?
Weapons of last resort built by the Forwards to eliminate potential bloodlusts, thereby rendering the parasite harmless.
And those who made the rings? What happened to the rings?
After exhausting every other strategic option, my creators activated the rings. They and all additional sentient life in the free radiant of the galactic center died as planned. Would you like to see the relevant data?
Tartarus, the prophets have betrayed us. No, Hunter! The great journey has begun, and the brutes, not the elite, shall be the prophet's escort.
I typically fight these guys. And don't fall to your death. Shit, I missed again.
Able to spawn on.
Yeah, right. So he decided he was going to set the rings off?
Yeah, he's for some reason he's all super simple now. It's never really explained why. Sergeant Johnson gets a good sniper hit on him and then hit him once.
Oh, so I was doing all that.
Are you alive?
I am now.
Okay, so see that he doesn't have the shield. Oh, we did it. Hooray!
Yay! Who did it? Can I pick up this pen?
Cutscene time.
It's a little stressful.
Was that a one try?
Well, I died.
But we didn't reset, right?
No, we never went.
Awesome.
Granted, I didn't know the mechanics until he explained them to me. So I was
It's
just
okay.
laying into him, and he was just swiping his hammer at me. I mean, I died
Tiny
a bunch
blue orb.
couldn't jump, basically. I'm always terrible at platforming in the first person. Okay, so he started, she pulled the key, and it, like, stopped itself?
What's that? A beacon? What's it doing? At superhuman speeds.
What's that?
A beacon
What's it doing?
communicating at superluminal speeds with the frequency of
Communicating with what?
the other installations.
Show me.
Fail-safe protocol. In the event of unexpected deactivation, the entire system will move to standby state.
Here?
All remaining platforms are now ready for remote activation.
Remote activation? From here?
Don't be ridiculous.
Listen, Tinkerbell, don't make me...
Then where? Where would someone go to activate the other rings?
Why you are, of course.
And where, Oracle, is that?
Got a new contact. Unknown classification. It isn't one of ours. Take it out.
This is Spartan 117.
Can anyone hear me?
Isolate that signal. Master Chief, you mind telling me what you're doing on that ship?
Sir, finishing this fight.
And the biggest cliffhanger that...
That's a huge cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Is it rolling credits right now?
If it had credits, it would roll it, but I think it just saves
It's just
it.
black
Yeah.
screen to me.
Saves it and then puts us back into the menu. Oh, it does the after credits scene too. So after the credits roll, it does this stuff.
That's like they must have known
No, what?
Silence.
that they were gonna do a third.
Oh, totally.
Now that I am gone, but my mind is not at rest, for questions linger on. I will ask, and you will answer.
All right,
Wait,
shoot.
she's still with Gravemore?
Yeah. Didn't you say that you played 3?
I did. What's the one where you run like through the intestine of the flood?
That's 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's totally 3. We did it!
Finally.
We completed Halo 2 after almost
I think we
4 months.
played Halo 2 twice.
Yeah, we really did, and it took us the
'Cause-
longest. We did Halo Reach and Halo 1 both in December, and we started Halo 2 in January, and it's almost April.
No, we started Halo 2 Christmas Eve.
So
In
all
December,
the way
like
in
at-
December, so now it's even
Yeah.
worse. So it's like almost 5 months.
No, we got our money's worth. We got
Oh,
5 months
true.
of gameplay out of one of the campaigns.
Very true. I would agree with that.
And then we still have 3 ODST 4. And then, do you think they'll drop 5 into this, or?
I'm thinking that they will. Either they will either include it into this, or they will sell it as a separate thing on PC, Steam, and they already do it on Xbox.
I think you can already buy it as a separate thing. I'm gonna cut the stream.
Okay, yeah, oh wow, it's already
Because
11:41.
yeah, mostly because I want the stream to upload, and then so I can pull the dancing guy out.
Well, I'm gonna
Yeah,
send
I don't
you.
know. I'm gonna. Yeah, there's stuff you needed to tell me or show me.
Yeah, so remember I was saying stuff about low poly stuff
Yeah.
and how
And-
Tomb Raider. I'd like to get Tomb Raider along with some other older games, but I showed you the like low poly ground that I had made, right?
Yeah. Yes. The ground, meaning like the forest.
Yeah, the little grassy thing and foresty
Yeah.
area.
It's actually, so what were you building that in?
Well, I wanted to try my hand at doing something low poly, and I had never worked with Blender or Unity or any of these other programs that are 3D models or 3D model makers before, and this is just off of random YouTube videos, which I have to say almost all of them that I have watched are either at a breakneck speed, which I have to slow down using the YouTube function of like lowering the speed. Thank God that exists. Or I can't understand the person at all because they're speaking with an accent or they're talking in a different language, and subtitles aren't in English either. But since last week on Wednesday was the day that I had tried that and I had done that for that day. Since Wednesday, I had found a guy on YouTube that kind of does a class in order to teach you how to do this stuff, like specifically PlayStation 1 low poly things, like whatever you want PlayStation 1 low poly, he does like a class on. And since then I was watching his videos and trying my hand in the programs that he was telling me to work in, and I've had to learn the programs from scratch, learn the shortcuts at the same speed as the coursework, but again, thank goodness I can pause and lower the speed and stuff. And I wanted to show you what I've done this time, because last time I had only done the ground. That was it. There was no textures on the ground. It was just colored green that looked like grass. I didn't do the trees or the rocks or the skybox or lighting. All that was in engine, and in hindsight it barely was anything. But this time I actually built something and I textured it and I'm doing another thing, and this is the first thing that I wanted to show. So that's one.
So you sent me, you texted the ground to me, right?
Yes, I already did. Do you want me to send it again? I'm sending this stuff to you on Discord, by the way. I'm not sending it through text.
No, I can look it up in text, but I can see that you're sending stuff in Discord. So you've built this texture, or you've taken this.
I've taken this texture. These textures were free, but the modeling itself and the resizing of the textures and the putting the textures on the model and resizing them to fit the model to make it look like a PlayStation 1 low poly thing, that's all me, and it's been really nice to do this work, because one,
so you built this penis looking windmill.
Shut the fuck up.
It's really good, like, and I can see that, like, I like that you sent the quote unquote texture pack to me, like where you, like the brickwork and then the model that you put it on. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, I like it too. I'm just showing you the process, so I try to take the pictures to be like, this is how I'm learning, because I'm brand new at this, but this is showing a step-by-step process.
Right, and you had to, like, I can see on the windmill, the blades, you had to duplicate that texture.
That's right.
Yeah, I like that. Have you used SketchUp? It's a 3D model maker. It's not what this is for, but I've used.
I have not.
SketchUp, and it's not as coherent as this, and like all you can do is color sides. You can't put textures on them and stuff.
I haven't heard of SketchUp, but I haven't seen it in action.
Yeah, this looks more professional than SketchUp does. Like,
well, this is Blender, and it's free, so you can download it too and try this stuff out. I have a friend who has worked in Blender for years, so fortunately, if I was confused in the class and something wasn't answered and I was having issues, I could just ask him. But all this is one big project that we're going to be tying in together at the end, and so all this is going to be in the same one scene, so I'll upload progress to you whenever I get that. But it's fun. It's been fun to do, because ever since December, when I first got the itch to replay GoldenEye in 64 again, and then it got leaked in February, and I was able to download it and
you did get that?
I did. Did I not tell you about that?
You told me it leaked. I didn't know that you had managed to, because they've shut that down since, haven't they? I don't know that, but I do know it got leaked, and I didn't know you were playing it.
Oh yeah, I did. I was able to get a copy of the leak download, which I can also share with you, and definitely will allow you to be able to play it.
I played GoldenEye twice in my life. On 64? That's what it came out on, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. In high school. When I was bad at it. Again, I'm pretty bad at lots of stuff.
Well, from that, so that was the first game by Rare that was leaked in February, and then at the end of February, before I left for the trip to Louisiana, another game by Rare was leaked, and that was a game that had came out on GameCube called Star Fox Adventures, but before it became Star Fox Adventures on the GameCube, it was originally a different project entirely that was aimed at the end of the lifespan of the N64, but Nintendo jumped ahead into the project and said, hey, we want to change it into this, and it was never seen and heard from again. It was originally called Dinosaur Planet, and it didn't have Fox McCloud in it at all, and it had just two completely different characters. And I just, all these videos and research that I've been doing on all these old games from that era has made me nostalgic. Wouldn't be a bad word to use, but since I didn't have an N64, my cousin did, and that's what I played GoldenEye and Star Fox 64 on. But for me to say that I'm wanting to go back and play these graphics, that's not just me wanting to play them, but I'm like, I wonder if I can even make them, and that's what this is all about. And also it's nice to actually have something that I can wake up and say, hey, I want to try something else or try to learn new things on this, because we've all seen the videos of ever since quarantine, people have posted online saying, oh, I learned how to cook, or I learned how to do carpentry, or I learned how to use a
I learned how to
really cool
build a PC.
There you go. So everybody's
Right.
wanting to do something, and until now I couldn't really say that. Not like you have to do something during
No, but-
quarantine. That is not. You don't have to do anything. You can sleep and smoke weed and play video games, and I am totally all for that. Watch movies, binge Futurama. I'm all for it. But I guess I just felt like, hey, I wouldn't have minded to say that I tried my hand at something, and this is more than enough, because I'm having fun doing this. It's challenging, like I'm having to fight with the program in order to learn it, because if it's a brand new program, I don't know any of the buttons or the shortcuts. So if I do something wrong, I have no idea what I did. So it's a process. But that's why I take screenshots, because I want to share it and say, hey, even though I got frustrated with the thing, and you can see the dates that I took these on. So the first date at the bottom right of the picture, it's the 20th, and then you can tell on the last picture of the windmill, it's the
yeah, you can see the
22nd.
date.
So I had to fight with this thing in order to get it to work, in order to be built.
And now you'll appreciate how long games take to develop too.
Oh yeah, well I've always understood and respected that they take a long time, and I've always been an advocate of don't pre-order, wait until the reviews come out, because you don't know if a game that's taken so long in order to be made, not saying that it's actually taken as many years since it was announced to actually even start production. Looking at you, Cyberpunk. Announced in 2012 and didn't even start production until 2015, 2016. Absolutely ridiculous. Who would announce a game that far ahead and then release it in such a state? That just makes no sense. But yeah, it does. And I'm not saying the developers themselves, the individual people that made the game, are bad. But the management of CD Projekt Red, yeah, horrible people. Why would you make people crunch and try to make all those demands and only care about your stockholders and release on so many platforms at once in order to break even though that you lied, and release it on all these older platforms that it can't handle on. Sorry, I'm turning it into a vent.
No, it's fine. Travis has been trying today. Not trying, but today he was kind of pushing me to pre-order Outriders.
No.
And I told him, like, I don't purchase until preload day.
Well,
like that's
at the very
earliest
least, wait until ACG, because he's trustworthy.
Yeah, I like watching that guy.
I like watching that guy too. I mean, I know T gets excited about these things, but he's been burned on so many games, and I've tried telling him stop pre-ordering, but that doesn't get very far.
He will never admit he's been burnt on games, though. He says he's maybe been burned on 2 games.
Well, I know he didn't like Destiny 1, and he's gotten frustrated with Destiny 2.
Yep.
But I won't talk about that here.
Now they got fixed in his mind.
Well, I mean, of course, the games that weren't released in a fixed and 100% and actually worth $60 state are going to be fixed way down the line. Shame on those game developers. And yeah, shame on the new Bungie for making that into the standard of gaming. And shame on all these gamers that continuously buy games in that state. Because then you and I, the people who wait, will keep getting games in this state unless we wait for years after the games are released to finally play them, which should not be the standard at all.
Well, and I've come to the point where, like, when a game is releasing, if they talk about year one plan or whatever,
yeah,
I ain't buying it until the complete edition comes out, because all the patches will be done, all the DLC is included. Like, I really wanted to play Control when it came out, but it got its ultimate edition. Yeah. I really enjoyed it. It was very up my alley. It was probably nothing's perfect, and I still had my gripe with its save points. It's very Dark Souls there, where, like,
really,
you die and you have to, like, there's no checkpoint in it. You die and you go back to the save point, and then you have to redo what you're doing. It's the same issue I was having with Resident Evil. Was it Resident Evil?
Is it? That's another game I wanted to bring up that's got the OG Resident Evil on PlayStation 1. And
yeah. So I haven't played Resident Evil 1. I only started at 2.
And that's the remade version, right?
Yeah, the remake, yeah. But what I find, like, you get to that, like, you're on your task and you get it. Like, you finished your task and you're going, or you get to, like, the last step of the task, and then you're going to finish the task. And if you die within that, you have to redo the whole task. And that's what Control was doing. Like, here's your task. Get part A and put into part B, and you get part A, and all you have to do is get back to part B, like, go backwards through the map that you've gone through. But if you die on that route, you need to start at the start, and that I didn't like. That's what I mean by I didn't like the save points in it.
Yeah, I don't like the sound of that either.
But yeah, eventually you just get used to that, and you end up, like,
trudging through it.
I trudged through it, yeah, essentially. I trudged through it. It was like, okay, I know. Essentially, I just was booking it back and not fighting the enemies on the way back. You'd get to your item, and you're getting your item back to the home base. And instead of fighting my way back to the home base, I would just book it, buy everything to get there. Because if I'm dying, you got to restart it all, and I didn't want to replay it all.
Well, I think Control is on the Xbox Game Pass, so I don't have to buy it in order to try it out. But
I think it is too, yeah.
The original Resident Evils are something that I want to play on the original, like, the very first copies of it, the very first versions of those games. So Resident Evil original on the PlayStation 1, 2, 3. Supposedly Resident Evil 2 is much better on the N64 console, even though it's released for both N64, PlayStation 1, and I think the Dreamcast.
Yeah, but I believe that because there's it's always slightly more optimized towards whoever is giving them more money.
Well, Resident Evil started on the PlayStation 1. The first Resident Evil wasn't released on any other console. 2 and 3, however, were released on other consoles.
Well, I know 4 was on the Cube.
Right. And the PlayStation 2 and the original Xbox,
and
I think.
It ran better on the 2 than it did on the Cube.
I thought it ran better on the Cube. I thought that's what I read.
Weren't you just saying that 2 ran better on 64?
I don't know, because
Sorry.
in between Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 4, that's a good chunk of time. That is
Well,
two
it might
different
have
consoles.
it might have ran better on. I don't know. I've always found that like in the 360 days, stuff ran better on the 360 than it did the PlayStation 3, because it was easier to build for the 360.
It was. The infrastructure for the PS3 was it was bad. Notoriously bad.
Yeah, like
Why is that word giving me trouble tonight?
The cell processor apparently was
Yes, it was
just
horrible
wild
to develop for.
idea.
And it was all, I think it was all just to not allow cheats. Like, you know how the PS2, PS1, N64, you used to be able to put in cheat codes, like the old
yeah, like the Konami code.
Yeah, the Konami code. Well, starting with the PlayStation 3, suddenly Sony hated cheat codes and you couldn't do those anymore. And that was part of the reason why they put in that infrastructure. They say it's also in order to keep people from pirating, but obviously in these days that we're able to do emulators, that didn't work. So it just made everything harder just to be hard. So yeah, the PlayStation 3 performance was notoriously bad. I'm trying to get that word out. What is so bad?
Notoriously? You're saying it right. It
You know
just
what I'm
sounds weird to
saying.
you. Say anything 100 times. Well, notoriously is the correct word.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. You say anything
100
times,
times, it sounds weird. Yeah, bored.
Totally.
Bored.
Well, I'd like to get an N64, a GameCube Game Boy player that allows you to play Game Boy Color and Game Boy Advanced on the GameCube on the big screen TV, as well as either a PlayStation 1 and a PlayStation 2, because PlayStation 2 is backwards compatible with PlayStation 1 games and controllers. I think it's controllers. I think it might just be just games. There are
what
some
about a backwards compatible PlayStation 3?
There are those that exist, but those are really hard to find. And I bought my PlayStation 3 around the same time those existed, and mine has already crapped out. So I'd rather just get a PlayStation 2 and just have a memory card, because that's cheaper.
Can you find them though?
Oh yeah, I can send you a website that I found that, although yes, some of this stuff is very pricey, GameCubes on there still run around $150, and N64s can be upwards to around $200. And I will surprise you with this one: the original Silent Hill game for the PlayStation 1 that doesn't have any remakes, remodels, remasters, or re-releases. It is hard to find that game lower than $250.
Wow.
It amazes me, but then again, that's supply and demand. So yes, the website does have them come in from time to time, but the website that I found is good in quality, and they repair their stuff. They try to make their gadgets and games as in top shape as possible from what I've read, and so that's why they're pricey. You're paying for quality, and that's why I'm like, yeah, I can deal with that, and I'll be buying.
Yeah, you know you're getting a decent product that's gonna work.
Yeah, because I don't want to give Amazon any money, because that's a horrible company, and I have not supported them for a couple of years now, which I've been happy about. But I mean, it's up to the rest of America and the rest of the world in order to start canceling out that company, because they're being horrible. But that's another subject entirely. But anyway, yeah.
I don't think you're gonna get that until everyone can go out again.
Right. I also like to get a Wii.
A Wii?
Mm-hmm. A Nintendo Wii. Not a Wii U, just the Wii.
Well, I can get you Wii Madden 2007 for $10.
Wii Madden?
Yeah.
Is that your game?
No, I am looking at like used sales website for the local area and that.
Oh, well, there's one of the websites that I've looked at isn't even a website, so why am I saying it's a website? It's an app. It's been on the TV before, but it's like a Let Go, and what is it called? Offer Up. That's what it's called. Offer Up, because it merged with Let Go. I can send that to you, and that's like a Craigslist kind of thing. And I've also got Craigslist.
I'm really looking to see what I can get for you, because I wouldn't retro game. I'm not a retro gamer. I'm quite terrible at retro games, actually.
Dude, you play Halo. I mean, Halo 2 is now retro.
Sure.
We're in the Xbox Series X. This Halo 2 is 2.
Fair.
Yeah.
But anything kind of older than Xbox or PlayStation, like anything kind of older than 2000, I was not a gamer. Like a SNES, NES, 64. My friends had them, but I didn't, and so like I was never really good at. Still not really good at video games, but.
Well, remember those original consoles before
2D
the PlayStation.
Games I'm really bad at.
Well, before the PlayStation 2, original Xbox, GameCube, Wii, PlayStation 3, 360, and stuff, that segment, whenever it started with the PS2, original Xbox, and GameCube onward, that's when games started being more mainstream. Every console prior, the Atari, the original SNES or Super Nintendo, and Sega and stuff, all that was directed at kids and teenagers. It didn't have adults as an audience as we do today. So games back then aren't that hard as what you're describing, because I mean, yeah, GoldenEye does have its difficulty settings, but you can beat GoldenEye. You don't even have to really aim in that game. As you remember, the game kind of automatically aims at people for you on some difficulties.
I don't remember that. I remember being bad at GoldenEye. I remember being bad at Mario.
Well, the controller itself was the difficulty, because that little tiny stick was all that they had. But now that we have these good controllers like the Xbox One controller, if you were to play the leaked GoldenEye version, you can play it using that controller and actually have control of both the thumbsticks, which makes playing the game so much easier, like the game was supposed to be played. But before I go into that, I sent you two things, which is the Offer Up Let Go app, which search like a Craigslist in the area to see what people are selling. I know there's also Facebook Marketplace. I don't want to go on Facebook, so I'm not using that. And the other thing is
what I mean is I'll keep my eye open, and if I see stuff, then I'll message you and be like, I can get one for locally for this much. And
well, I think I asked you a week or two ago, like if you had a local used game store place.
And we don't. I've looked into that, and ours did close. It became a pot shop. That's a shame.
But I mean, that's what happens during this pandemic. But that's why I'm kind of looking around. Breakdancing guy. Oh damn! You already uploaded this shit.
Yeah, there's no consoles for sale on Kijiji. If you guys have Kijiji, right?
On what?
Kijiji?
I have not heard of that. No.
Okay, it's like it's a classifieds website, really.
Oh, like a newspaper thing?
Yeah, but free. But it is just classified, so you go on there and you can look up video game consoles and stuff. Like, do you know what Auto Trader? You guys have Auto Trader for vehicles?
We might. I'm not a vehicle person, so I don't know.
Or used.com. Like, it's just one of them. It's just
It sounds like things that we would have in the U.S.
Yeah, it's an aggregator for people to post their own ads. But no one's selling consoles, everyone's just selling games.
And that's okay. I mean, the consoles do come first, and I'll be getting the games afterwards, because I do want to make sure that the consoles work like the GameCube. I'll be starting with the GameCube, because I mean I already have a TV, my games, and save cards for that, so I'll be able to test the GameCube to check and make sure that it actually works. And once that does, I'll be happier to buy pretty much everything else from the website, just to judge them from quality control. But I will be getting that little TV that I sent you a video of, because we will be going back down to Louisiana soon, as in maybe less than a month. And I know we were already back down there, but now we're having to work on another house down there.
Did both another house?
Yes, so the house that we went and worked at is just down the street from the house that we stay at, which is my aunt's, my mother's sister's old house. It's on the same street. So we sold my mother's house, so my grandma's house. That's done. So now when we go down there, it'll be working on my aunt's house.
So did both your parents get vaccinated now?
My mom actually gets vaccinated tomorrow, according to her schedule, and my dad gets vaccinated his second time on Thursday, which I will be taking him to go and get.
That's pretty good.
It'll be my mom's first shot tomorrow, but that boosts up her immunity up to around 70-something% from what they were telling me.
Yeah, my mom's the only one in my family that's gotten a shot. And then we ran out, I think, yesterday of the one brand name shot. Like, we still have the others. And that's kind of the only person I know that's... My dad's waiting to get his call to go. But he's in a different part of the state.
Okay. It will make me feel easier and have less anxiety this time that we go down if she at least has one of the shots and my dad has both shots. If my mom has had both shots, that would be even better. And my dad has both shots, and even when I eventually get mine, I'll be even less excited then. But it's mostly for them, because people of our age, it's not the same effect as we've seen in the news in the elderly and the people who have already underlying conditions, so I'm less worried about myself. It's more for them.
Yeah, so for me, I wouldn't say I have anxiety. I'm excited to get my first shot, so that I get that first 70% immunity or whatever. And then obviously my second shot, but like I just want to get to that first shot.
Yes.
Right. And my age group isn't supposed to get anything until end of May. So, but my company, well, actually my government has put out a budget or a policy, I don't know how you want to say it, that they will pay up to 3 hours of my wage to go get my vaccination.
I was going to ask about that, because that's more of an incentive. Go get vaccinated and help the...
It just means that whenever my appointment can be made, then I can just tell my boss I need my 3 hour window at this time, this date, instead of having to, can we make my appointment for this day? I can just say, book me whenever you can and I'll be there. So then that's a pretty nice thing to have.
I have two questions then. One, I'm wondering if they would have to alter it a little bit if you're getting a shot that takes more than one dose. And two, when you become vaccinated, does that mean that you won't be working from home anymore?
So my working from home is a different program through my business. So that's a different pot. Like that's my company dealing with it, not my government. Although my government right now has said, if you're able to work from home, please send your employees home. Because my city is having like a really bad outbreak on the UK variant.
I gotcha.
And then from what I've read and what I haven't fully looked into, but what I've read and I understand is that the 3 hours is for your first inoculation shot only. And they're trying to get through everyone first before they do seconds. Like our seconds are getting delayed for 4 months. So if I'm getting done at the end of May, and then the age group below me is getting done by June, July, I guess they'll have started second shots for the 60 plus groups, like 80s plus, 70s plus, 60s plus. So yeah, that doesn't make sense. I haven't fully read into it. I just know that I've seen basically the when they book you, you can go because we'll pay your 3-hour window to do it.
And that's good.
And that means that there should be less. Well, I can't make that. There should be less compressing of weekends when people aren't at work and trying to get their shot then. You just go when you can, right? Like, we have a shot for you. You can come down Thursday at 2. We'll have a shot for you, and people won't have to be like, well, I can't make Thursday at 2. Can you push it to Saturday? And then you're trying to, you can only give so many shots a day, right? And if people can't make it whenever, then you're putting all your shots on weekends while you're just prolonging that system, right? You can only give 20,000 shots over the weekend, but you can give 15,000 shots a day, and people can go on Wednesday at 2 in the afternoon instead of having to push everything into the weekends. You'll get everyone inoculated faster.
If you do get a shot that you have to get 2 doses of, I'd wonder if they would pay you both times. Or since you're already going for the first shot, I guess they would expect you to get the second one, maybe.
I don't see why they wouldn't, but I should look into it more. It might say that news already, but I don't know. I don't like. It's a 2-shot program. I don't know why they wouldn't.
Well, that's still good. I hope that you guys get more vaccines up there. I know ours is more underway, and thank God that happened. I mean, I can't even imagine what kind of documentaries are going to come out about the whole bullshit warp speed, fucking dumbass named, and just like, okay, ever since Biden got in, look at all that's been done, and fucking hell, the guy's just, he's following through on his promise.
He's getting vaccines to Canada too.
I know, and I'm happy about that, because if stupid were still in charge, nothing would be leaving. Because he hates working with anybody. He wants to be the big guy.
Well, he wants to make money off it.
Yeah, well, I mean,
I don't want to get
into that.
Yeah, let's not. We don't have to worry about it.
And I know. I'm very happy about that too.
Yeah, I get that. I do. But I think it's like after midnight for you.
Yeah, but I mean, I'll be up for a while, but if you have to go, I will let you go.
Yeah, I'm gonna go because I like sleep. And I
do like sleep too. I hope you have a good evening, man. It was good playing with you.
It was a blast. I'm excited to start 3.
I'm excited to start 3 as well.
Yeah, that'll be a good time. That's the one I probably remember the most of.
Right on, buddy. Well, hey, I will update you on the 3D model stuff, and
Yeah, even the groundwork you've done here at the what I'm assuming is an island.
yeah, it's a little plateau that I'm going to be sticking the windmill on.
Yeah, it looks really good. Like
really
the way you've broken it up, and then put the texture on it. Like how I understand this on the left is your texture pack, and then you've taken the long like wraparound and made it so the texture doesn't repeat, doesn't look like a pattern that repeats. Yeah.
It's kind of weird because for some reason, whenever I unwrapped the sides of the plateau, it wasn't as uniform as what you see when I unwrapped the windmill, and you'll see where I unwrapped the windmill after the textures of the windmill. That first picture that kind of shows the top of the windmill, and to the left you see all those kind of weird angles. That's all the sides, and that's uniform within the square. But for some reason, these weren't uniform. You can make them uniform, and I could have done that, and probably should have, to fit it all there. But what the main goal is to make the pixels on those images, like the grass. If you zoom in, you can see the individual squares. The goal on the plateau was to try and match the pixel size of both the rock side and the grass to be as close as possible.
Oh, okay. Yeah, now that you've explained that, I understand that better. I assumed it was to make it so it didn't look like a repeating pattern, like a checkerboard.
Not too much, because you can
it
expand
doesn't look like that.
and shrink it. But yeah, the goal was to get the pixel size mostly. I know he'll probably teach us something else, but I really like that grass, because the PS1, that's when you can get grass that you can actually see the squares, but the N64 actually had the processing power to make it kind of blend in. And I can send you that video, because the guy, he's really knowledgeable. But I'll do that whenever we get off the phone.
Yeah, text that to me and I'll probably look at it tomorrow.
Right on, man.
But
well, I will let you go for the
night. So. Have a good night, man. Thanks for playing.
You too, Che. Good playing with you. Good talking with you. Have a good evening.
Good night.